Your word is not mere sound. It is substance. It is spiritual electricity, the very current that shapes your destiny. Every word you speak is a decree written in the invisible and printed upon the visible. The world you walk through is the echo of the words you once spoke without knowing their power. But now you shall know, and once you know, you can no longer speak small. You can no longer speak lack. You can no longer speak as one who begs, for you are the mouthpiece of the infinite. Say aloud now, my word is law, my speech is creation, my tongue carries the authority of divine order. When you speak, heaven listens, the elements listen, the substance of the universe bends and rearranges itself to obey your vibration. There are no idle words in the kingdom. Every word returns bearing fruit, whether of prosperity or poverty, depending on the seed you sow. You have been given the power of decree, and this power is the wealth that creates all other wealth. The ancient law declares, by your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. This is not poetry, it is mechanics. The spiritual universe is not sentimental, it is exact. It mirrors back to you the image formed by your speech. Speak increase, and increase is summoned. Speak decrease, and you command decline. Speak love, and heaven unfolds before you. Speak fear, and the shadow answers your call. The universe is obedient. It is not resisting you, it is reflecting you. Your wealth begins the moment your language aligns with your divine identity. Say this and know it. I am the wealth of God in expression. I am the living word made prosperous. Every time you declare abundance, you open a door in the invisible. Every time you affirm divine order, you summon angels to execute it. Every time you bless what you have, you multiply what you hold. The law of divine speech knows no delay. It begins its work the instant faith is spoken. You cannot speak defeat and live in victory. You cannot confess lack and walk in plenty. The lips that utter worry close the gates of wealth. The lips that decree truth open the floodgates of supply. The mouth of the awakened one is not for complaint, but for command. Say aloud with authority, my words are channels of prosperity. My decrees are divine orders, and all creation hastens to fulfill them. When you speak consciously, your life obeys you like a well-trained servant. You speak to your finances, and they rise. You speak to your business, and it prospers. You speak to your body, and it aligns. You speak to your future, and it unfolds in glory. This is not imagination, it is divine law. Words spoken with conviction are the architects of destiny. Remember, there is no poverty except in the language of the poor. There is no limitation except in the confession of the limited. You cannot afford careless speech, for every phrase is a prophecy. What you joke about, you invite. What you repeat, you reproduce. What you bless, you expand. Speak abundance until your atmosphere vibrates with it. Speak wealth until the very air around you carries its frequency. Speak light until darkness has no place to dwell. Say aloud, I am rich in word, rich in mind, rich in manifestation. Every syllable I release is gold. Do not ask for wealth, declare it. Do not wish for supply, command it. Say, money comes to me in divine order. Opportunities obey my voice. Prosperity recognizes my name. Your words are not empty. They are charged with divine authority. Every decree is a living seed, and when planted in faith, it must grow. Therefore, guard your tongue as you would guard a treasury. Do not let idle fear or doubt slip from your lips. Speak only what you desire to see. Speak as a creator, not as a creature. Speak as the heir of divine wealth, not as a beggar of circumstance. Let your words carry fire, certainty, and dominion. For the law of divine speech is eternal. You are always creating by what you say. The rich and the poor alike live within their SPO. Ken word. But you, awakened one, you have remembered. You have seen the truth behind the veil. Your wealth is your word. Speak now, and let every syllable become substance. Speak now, and command the unseen into visibility. Speak now, and know that heaven moves because you spoke. Say aloud, and let it be established. I am the Word of God in action. I am divine wealth expressed. I speak, and creation obeys. For your word is not mere sound. It is the voice of eternity shaping the matter of today. And that voice, clothed in faith, will make you a millionaire in spirit, in form, and in truth. Would you like me to continue with Keynote 2, the law of alignment? Heaven moves to the voice of order next. The law of alignment. Heaven moves to the voice of order. Before creation, there was chaos, and into that chaos the word was spoken, and order was born. The same law governs your life today. Nothing moves until order is declared. Nothing flows until alignment is established. Heaven responds only to the sound of divine arrangement. The universe is a perfect system. And when your thought, your word, and your action stand in divine sequence, all of heaven rushes to fulfill your decree. Say aloud, I am in perfect alignment with divine law. My mind, my word, my world are one in purpose. For when your inner world is arranged according to spiritual law, your outer world must obey. Disorder in thought creates disorder in life. Confusion within manifests confusion without. But when you align your vibration with truth, peace, and faith, all that was scattered gathers itself into harmony. Money begins to flow, opportunities find their path, relationships rise into order, and the invisible law begins to work without resistance. The law of alignment is not passive. It is power under direction. The universe does not answer to emotion, it answers to order. It does not move because you cry, it moves because you command with precision. Every time you speak in faith, you set divine coordinates. Every time you act in fear, you distort the map. Heaven is mathematical. It measures vibration, not desperation. The voice that carries order becomes the general of creation. The one who aligns their word with divine truth cannot fail, for failure itself has no place in divine geometry. Say aloud, I bring my life into divine order now. I align my heart with purpose, my words with truth, my actions with faith. Do not attempt to manifest wealth while your speech contradicts your belief. Do not pray for abundance while you speak confusion. The universe cannot serve two masters. It cannot respond to both faith and fear. Choose this day whom you will serve, order or chaos. For whatever you align with becomes your master. The rich are not those with more. They are those whose minds are arranged. Their thoughts move in straight lines. Their words flow with direction. Their faith stands anchored. They live in divine order. They do not chase. They attract. They do not scatter. They gather. Their vibration is one tone, consistent, unwavering, and clear. Heaven hears that tone and moves with certainty. Say this as command, my life is governed by divine order. Every element of my existence moves in harmony with infinite intelligence. You were not created to live by accident. You were created to live by design. The same law that aligned the stars and balanced the oceans is the law that orders your affairs when you speak in divine authority. The moment you decree order, confusion must bow. The moment you command peace, chaos dissolves. The moment you align your will with divine will, creation rearranges itself to accommodate your word. Stop calling your life a mess. Call it a masterpiece under divine construction. Stop calling things hard. Declare them harmonious. Stop saying, I'm trying. Say, I'm aligned. The universe cannot resist alignment. It flows toward it. Just as rivers rush toward the sea, all provision rushes toward the soul that is ordered. Say aloud, heaven hear my command because I speak from alignment. My wealth, my health, my destiny are synchronized with divine truth. Do not fight against the current of God's order by speaking doubt. Do not beg for miracles. Organize your vibration. The miracle is already waiting for you to come into position. The law is exact. When the mind is aligned, manifestation is inevitable. This is why the disordered fail and the aligned prosper. The disordered pray but cancel their prayer with contradiction. They ask for wealth but confess lack. They visualize success but live in fear. Their words fight their vision. But the aligned one speaks one language, the language of certainty. Every syllable is a decree of divine order, every thought a note in heaven's harmony. Say aloud with power, everything in my life is aligning with divine purpose. What is not of the law dissolves now, what is true remains. Feel the shift within you. Feel the invisible grids of heaven rearranging. The moment your inner world finds order, your outer world reflects it. Bills get paid, doors open, the right people appear. The universe breathes in rhythm with your word. For heaven does not move by pity, it moves by precision. It does not follow confusion, it follows command. The law of alignment is eternal, as above, so below, as within, so without. When you align with truth, all of creation becomes your servant. When you align with divine order, you no longer chase blessings, blessings chase you. Say it, believe it, embody it. I am aligned with the highest law. Heaven hears me, earth obeys me, and everything in between moves in perfect divine order. And as you speak this, the currents of the unseen world move in synchronization, the music of creation shifts key, and your life rises into divine harmony, where wealth flows, peace reigns, and heaven moves because you are aligned. Would you like me to continue with keynote 3? The law of vibration, speak the frequency, become the frequency next? The law of vibration, speak the frequency, become the frequency. Everything that exists moves, every thought, every word, every intention carries rhythm. Nothing in the universe is still, all is vibration clothed in form. You are not flesh first, you are frequency. You are not body, you are sound. You are the eternal current of God vibrating through matter. And until you match the vibration of what you seek, it cannot appear. For by divine law, you only attract what you are, never what you want. Say aloud with fire, I speak the frequency of abundance. I vibrate with divine wealth. I am one tone with the music of heaven. When you speak in fear, your vibration falls. When you speak in faith, your vibration rises. The rich in spirit are those who keep their frequency in harmony with divine supply. The poor are those who have tuned their words to lack. Your world is the echo of your tone, and every circumstance is the mirror of your frequency. The law of vibration is not a mystery, it is the heartbeat of creation. Everything moves according to tone. Prosperity has a sound, healing has a sound, love has a sound, victory has a sound, and your speech is the instrument that tunes your soul to its rhythm. When your word agrees with the divine pitch of truth, the universe vibrates in response. The law is impartial. It cannot deny its own harmony. It must respond to the vibration it recognizes as divine. Say aloud, I speak only the language of increase. I release the sound of success. I resonate with the frequency of divine order. There is no delay in vibration, it is instant. The moment you change your frequency, reality begins to rearrange. You do not wait for miracles, you vibrate them. You do not chase wealth, you match it. You do not plead for healing, you become the sound of wholeness itself. When you say, I can't, you tune your being to limitation. When you say, I am, you rise into creation. Your words are not mere affirmations, they are frequencies that sculpt the field of possibility around you. To say, I am abundant, is to send a command through the ether that shapes matter itself. To say, I lack, is to withdraw your own power and disqualify your vibration from divine flow. The wise understand that vibration is not emotion, it is alignment. You can cry and still vibrate wealth. You can smile and still vibrate fear. Emotion is the noise, vibration is the tone beneath it. And heaven responds to tone, not to noise. The universe is not fooled by surface feelings. It reads frequency. Speak not to impress. Speak to resonate. Say aloud, my frequency is wealth. My tone is victory. My voice carries divine command. When you walk in this truth, every room you enter shifts. You no longer try to be magnetic. You are magnetism embodied. Money feels your vibration and finds you. Opportunities sense your frequency and gravitate toward your energy. The world obeys the sound that carries divine authority. If you would rise, speak higher. If you would multiply, sound purer, your vibration determines your visibility in the spiritual marketplace. Heaven is full of riches waiting for a voice that matches their frequency. Speak it, sing it, declare it until the walls of doubt collapse under the weight of your vibration. Say this daily: I vibrate with abundance. I am the living frequency of divine supply. Everything I desire is already tuned to me. Do not force, resonate, do not chase, radiate, do not beg, broadcast. For the universe is a listening field, it amplifies what you continually express. The more you repeat divine truth, the louder your vibration becomes, until heaven cannot help but echo back your decree in form. Everything you desire already exists. It is merely vibrating at a higher frequency than your current thought. Raise your thought, and you raise your access. Speak abundance until your energy hums with it. Speak wealth until your field glows golden. Speak joy until sadness cannot stand your frequency. You are not waiting for heaven. Heaven is waiting for you to vibrate correctly. Say aloud and seal it: I am the sound of divine success. I am the tone of eternal supply. I am the vibration of God made visible. Feel it move through your chest. Feel the resonance in your bones. For the law of vibration knows no disobedience. It is perfect, precise, and pure. And when your vibration matches divine truth, heaven must deliver its form. The unseen will solidify, the idea will manifest, the dream will become matter, because your sound called it forth. The universe is a symphony. Your words are the notes. Your belief is the rhythm. Your vibration is the performance. Speak the frequency, become the frequency, and watch the entire cosmos rise to play in tune with you. Would you like me to continue with Keynote 4, the law of identity? You are not the seeker, you are the source. Next. The law of identity. You are not the seeker. You are the source. You have searched, prayed, and pleaded as though God were distant, as though heaven were across a great divide. But the veil has fallen, and Revelation declares, you are not the seeker, you are the source. You are not the one asking, you are the one answering. You are not the echo, you are the voice that begins creation. The divine does not dwell outside of you, it breathes through you, thinks through you, speaks through you. You are the extension of the infinite in form, the visible breath of the invisible one. Say aloud and know it as law. I am the source of divine supply. I am the channel through which all good flows. I am not looking for power. I am power revealed. The illusion of separation is the root of struggle. The moment you believe yourself to be less than the divine image, you fall from authority. You begin to beg for what you were born to command. You call out to the heavens, forgetting that heaven has taken residence within you. The kingdom of God is not in the clouds. It is in your consciousness. The river of life does not flow toward you, it flows from you. To remember this truth is to awaken your dominion. Say aloud with conviction, I am the presence of God in motion. I am the mind of Christ in expression. I am the law made flesh. When you speak from identity, creation responds. When you speak as the source, substance obeys. The universe recognizes its maker in your vibration. It cannot resist you, because it knows your voice. It was born from it. The particles of reality remember the sound of your origin. And when you speak in divine identity, they rise to attention. Stop searching for what you already are. Stop chasing what you already embody. You do not attract what you want. You express what you are. The rose does not pray for fragrance, it simply is. The sun does not ask for light, it simply shines. So too must you remember your nature. You are not here to find abundance. You are here to reveal it. You are not here to earn love. You are love expressing itself in time. You are not here to accumulate. You are here to radiate. Say aloud, everything I desire is contained within my being. I am the source of my supply. I release it into form through faith and declaration. There is no outside giver. The giver and the receiver are one. When you declare prosperity, you do not summon it from afar, you awaken it from within. When you call forth opportunity, you are commanding your inner potential to take visible shape. You are not calling to the universe, you are calling from it, for you and it are the same life expressed in different forms. The one who knows their divine identity does not fear loss, for they know they can reproduce abundance at will. They do not fear rejection, for they are the wellspring of favor itself. They do not fear delay, for they are the timeless one wearing the garment of time. Identity is power. When you forget who you are, you surrender dominion. When you remember, the world bows to your decree. Say aloud, I am not limited by appearances. I am spirit in form, God in expression, source in motion. Every time you affirm this, you raise your vibration to the level of divine consciousness, and at that level, all things are possible. You do not wait for miracles, you become them. You do not wish for provision, you manifest it through the certainty of being. The law of identity declares that creation mirrors consciousness. When you see yourself as separate, life becomes labor. When you see yourself as one with divine power, life becomes effortless flow. You were never meant to seek, you were meant to be. Your true wealth is not found in accumulation but in awareness. The more you recognize yourself as the source, the more creation reflects your infinite nature. Say it again, this time with the voice of authority. I am the source, I am the cause, I am the channel of divine abundance, I am the original word that commands creation. Let that truth sink into your bones. Let it dissolve every thought of lack, every feeling of unworthiness, every illusion of distance between you and your good. You are the miracle you've been waiting for. You are the answered prayer dressed in human form. You are the river, the well, the supply, the overflow. Stop searching outward, turn within. The throne of God sits in your consciousness, and your word is its scepter. You are the law in motion, the Creator remembering its power, and when you speak from that remembrance, the heavens align, the earth yields, and abundance flows without resistance. Say aloud and let the decree be sealed. I am that I am. I am the source of all my good. I am the living expression of divine identity, and all things respond to my knowing. You are not the seeker, you are the source. And the moment you speak as such, the universe bows in recognition of its own reflection. Would you like me to continue with Keynote 5, the law of multiplication, what you declare expands next? The law of multiplication, what you declare expands. Every word you speak is a seed, and the soil of the universe never rejects a seed. It multiplies it, it magnifies it. It returns it pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not philosophy. It is divine mechanics. The law of multiplication governs every atom of existence. Nothing stands still. Every vibration reproduces itself. Every thought becomes a field. Every declaration becomes a world. And so I say unto you, be careful what you name, for what you name grows. Be careful what you repeat, for repetition is creation. Be careful what you affirm, for the universe will not ask whether you meant it. It will multiply it. Say aloud, everything I speak multiplies. Therefore, I speak only what I desire to see. When you speak lack, lack expands. When you declare fear, fear reproduces. But when you decree abundance, abundance overflows. When you affirm divine order, order unfolds without end. You are not living in random conditions. You are standing in the multiplied harvest of yesterday's speech. The world around you is the echo of your own vibration multiplied by law. The law of multiplication does not recognize intention. It recognizes energy. It multiplies the tone of your speech, not the excuse behind it. You cannot say, I'm broke in jest and expect wealth to flourish. The law is exact. It cannot be mocked. Whatever you plant with emotion, it must return with increase. That is why Florence Scovel Shinn declared, your word is your wand. When you wave it with faith, miracles multiply. When you wave it with fear, limitations reproduce themselves. Say aloud, I sow words of increase. I reap worlds of increase. My declarations multiply into divine abundance. Every decree is a command that sets spiritual mathematics in motion. The moment you speak in alignment with divine truth, unseen forces begin their multiplication. Angels of provision, take your decree and replicate it across dimensions. Ideas, opportunities, resources, and people begin to cluster around your vibration because the law has been set in motion. There is no such thing as a small word. A whisper of faith can shake mountains. A phrase of fear can build prisons. The universe does not differentiate between large and small. It only responds to the certainty within your sound. Speak with authority, and heaven echoes your command. Speak with doubt, and the echo is confusion. The law itself has no bias. It only magnifies what you send forth. I choose increase. I command multiplication. I declare divine expansion in all things. Let this truth pierce you. God does not add. God multiplies. The divine principle is always expansion. One seed becomes a tree. One idea becomes a movement. One declaration becomes a destiny. When you align with this law, you no longer measure your life by the seen, you measure it by the potential multiplying in the unseen. When you speak wealth, do not measure it by your bank account, measure it by the law. The harvest is guaranteed by vibration, not by visible condition. Speak until your word becomes the environment. Speak until your declaration takes root in the field of matter. Speak until heaven says, "It is done." For every time you speak truth, it expands beyond what you can imagine. Say aloud, "My words are divine seeds, planted in the infinite. Every declaration multiplies with power. My life overflows with results." Stop counting what you have. Count the law you operate. The poor count coins, the wise count decrees. The small-minded cling to the visible, the awakened multiply the invisible. The law of multiplication is your divine inheritance, and you activate it by faith-filled repetition. What you bless expands. What you criticize contracts. What you praise multiplies. What you resent decays. Choose this day what you will multiply, for you are the gardener of eternity. There is no limit to divine expansion. There is no ceiling to increase. The same law that multiplies galaxies will multiply your ideas, your wealth, your influence, and your joy, if you speak in harmony with it. You do not beg for more, you declare more. You do not wait for growth, you command it. Say it now with certainty. Everything I touch multiplies. Every seed I sow increases. Every word I speak expands into glory. The universe is a mirror, and your voice is the brush that paints infinity upon it. If you declare confusion, chaos multiplies. If you declare order, harmony expands. The law is alive, exact, unchanging. It listens for your tone, your conviction, your vibration, and then multiplies it into your life. Therefore, guard your words as sacred currency. Spend only what you wish to see multiplied. Bless every situation, every challenge, every delay, and watch the law turn your blessing into abundance. Declare with authority, "I am a multiplier of light. I am a vessel of infinite increase. My word expands the kingdom of heaven through me." For this is truth eternal. You are not waiting for expansion. You are expansion. You are not hoping for increase. You are increase embodied. The moment your word aligns with divine law, the universe begins to multiply it without limit. What you declare expands. What you know becomes. And what you speak in faith shall cover the earth in the wealth of your vibration. Would you like me to continue with Keynote 6? The law of dominion, command the seen by mastering the unseen. Next, the law of dominion, command the seen by mastering the unseen. Before the world was formed, spirit moved upon the face of the deep. Nothing existed but consciousness, vibrating with intent. Out of that invisible intent came mountains, stars, oceans, and man, the living image of divine authority. You were not born to serve the seen, you were born to command it. Dominion is not control by force, it is mastery by vibration. The one who governs the unseen governs the world. The one who rules their inner kingdom becomes ruler of all visible realms. Say aloud with power, "I am master of the unseen. I command the visible by the authority of divine law." The weak wrestle with circumstances. The awakened one commands through consciousness. The masses bow to what they see. The enlightened rise and decree what they know. For the unseen is the source of the seen, and the inner determines the outer. Everything you can touch, hold, or count began as an invisible vibration within someone's mind. Therefore, the invisible is the true territory of kings. The mind of faith is the throne of creation. The voice of command is its scepter. Say aloud, I do not react to appearances. I command through divine knowing. Every event, every object, every person in your life is a servant of your vibration. Nothing around you moves by accident. The universe takes orders from your inner state. You are surrounded by matter that waits for your decree. The winds of circumstance obey your tone. The flow of money, the timing of opportunity, the favor of people, all are instruments awaiting the sound of your authority. You were never meant to plead for dominion. You were meant to exercise it. The law is eternal. What you master within, you manifest without. Master peace, and chaos must dissolve. Master faith, and limitation must vanish. Master your words, and your world will align. You are not at the mercy of things. You are the maker of things. When you command from truth, creation obeys in silence, because truth speaks the original language of the universe. Say this and feel it move through you. I am calm in the storm, because I am the law within it. I am light in the shadow, because I am the cause behind form. Dominion is not arrogance, it is remembrance. It is the recognition of your original inheritance as a creator. You were given speech to decree, imagination to design, and faith to bring forth substance from the unseen. The moment you claim this power, fear loses its voice. The visible can no longer intimidate you, because you know the higher dimension it answers to. The law of dominion demands mastery over reaction. Every time you react to appearances, you forfeit your authority. Every time you read truth in the face of illusion, you exercise power. Do not argue with the shadow, turn on the light. Do not fight the effect, correct the cause. Speak not to beg the mountain to move, speak as the law that commands it. The material realm bows to vibration, not emotion. It obeys the steady voice of divine identity, not the trembling tone of human doubt. Say aloud, I am the voice of divine command. The visible world responds instantly to my word. Feel the ground of creation shift beneath you. Feel matter recognize its master. The chair you sit on, the air you breathe, the money you seek, all of it is made of the same divine substance, waiting for your consciousness to give it instruction. When you master the unseen, your thought, your speech, your feeling, you become a living lawgiver in the realm of form. Do not pray for control of circumstances, pray for mastery of mind. For when your inner world stands firm, no external condition can prevail. The calm soul is the throne of God. The disciplined thought is the rod of dominion. The one who governs their vibration walks untouched by chaos. The one who knows their authority speaks and watches the universe move into alignment. Say aloud, all power is within me. The seen is my servant. I command by divine right. There is no battle for those who remember their origin. The sun does not beg the elements to obey, he speaks, and they yield. So too must you speak, not as one hoping, but as one knowing. Every time you affirm divine law, you issue a royal decree. Every time you refuse fear, you strengthen your crown. Every time you stand in faith, you sit upon the throne of creation. The law of dominion is not a privilege, it is your birthright. You were not born to survive, you were born to rule through consciousness. You are not here to endure, you are here to command. The material world is not your master, it is your mirror. The moment you master the unseen, the reflection must change. Say it one final time and let the universe bear witness. I am divine dominion. I am master of vibration, ruler of form, commander of creation. The unseen bows to my knowing, and the seen obeys my decree. For this is the eternal truth. When you master the unseen, you command the seen. When you know your power, the universe must respond. You are the law in motion, the word made flesh, the living command of divine dominion, and nothing can resist the vibration of one who remembers who they are.